to start his briefing on this line of control crossing. Mr. Amanullah Khan, please.
First of all, I thank all excellencies for gracing this occasion in your presence from here. And I hope whatever we say over here, basically I am not a diplomat. We will very fine language or sophisticated niceties of diplomacy. I am an ordinary worker. My presentation may be rough, although not tough, and I hope you forgive me for that. And as I said, today's this occasion, nation's student or student liberation front, Barrister Zafar, he has recently settled here in Pakistan. Originally he is from Azad Kashmir, was settled in UK. Our Abdul Hamid Butt, he was the colleague of Maqbool Butt, who was executed. And this gentleman, he has spent 12 long years in prison in Srinagar, in Indian occupied Kashmir, has come to this side of the Sirpal and whatever it is. Next is our political wing, Sagir Ahmed Advocate. And next one to him is Abid Shakur from Gilgit. Usually it is said that people from Gilgit and in diplomatic circles, it has been given to understand that people in Gilgit and Pakistan, they don't want to be called Kashmiri, they don't want to be with Kashmir and all that. The proof of that being baseless is tradition, and I had a tour of Gilgit or somewhere recently. And now coming to our own subject, and that is that we have decided to cross this line of control on the 4th of October 9 between India and Pakistan. We don't want to do this. We don't recognize this line of control because it has been imposed on us. Secondly, this line of control is the illegitimate child, I'm sorry to use that word, the illegitimate child of the so-called Simla Agreement. Illegitimate. Don't you think it is the first thing to do in the world? We are not dumb-driven cattle. We are not subhumans. We are educated, self-respecting, very intelligent nation. If you go to, you say, I went to the United States about 10, 12 years back, and I saw in a town all those hospitals headed by a Kashmiri doctor. Male doctor head of one department and his wife doctor head of another department. It is 86%. No mention of voluntary cooperation between India and Pakistan. India has defeated Pakistan, and Mr. Bhutto was compelled to go to Simla, and there he was compelled to sign the Simla Agreement just to get his own 93,000 soldiers, POWs in India. So though the price was paid by Kashmiris, they were ready to pay the price just to release the 93,000 Pakistani POWs. So it was an agreement in duress, an agreement in compulsion. That is why we say, and this line of control was the creation of that Simla Agreement. The story was that there are about 25 pickets. LOCs at the top. Whoever sits on those at the top of those pickets, LOCs control the entire area. These LOCs were under control of Pakistan before 1971 war. But during 1970 war, India occupied these pickets, and finally no mention about Kashmiri's right of self-determination. No mention whatsoever. Number 2. And number 3, the most wretched thing in it is that the right to decide about future, the future of 13 million people. 13 million are more than 127 independent countries of the world. 127 independent countries of the world have less population than we can. and the right to decide the future of this 13 million people has been snatched from us and given to the officials of India and Pakistan. Don't you think it is the worst thing to do in the world? We are not dumb-driven cattle. We are not subhumans. We are educated, self-respecting, very intelligent nation. If you go to, you say, I went to the United States about 10, 12 years back, and I saw in a town, it is 86% literacy in Kashmir. And you take September, October, November, I used to just spend all the 3 months over there because New York becomes the really world capital during General Assembly session. So I called on everybody, I knocked every door. Nobody listened to us. That is why we started the armed struggle. And today, when the world knows what Kashmir is, we are again approaching world community. But nobody listens to us. That's why we want to tell the world that we do not approve of this ceasefire line, line of control. Before that it was ceasefire line. In 97, 71 it was made, since then it is called the line of control. Line of control is that part yours and this part mine. We do not approve of it at all. And that's why we have decided to cross it. Don't go to India or Kashmir. Don't create fuss over there. We just want to cross the line and come back telling the world that this line of control is most hated by Kashmiris. It is not accepted as a line between two parts of Kashmir. It is taken as a bisection of our body. Avoiding one part, one occupant of our country and another part, another occupant. We want to tell the world that we don't want to approve it. We don't allow our country to be bisected through this ignominious line. And this will be the demonstration of our anguish and anger. And the most important thing is that this line has been crossed by thousands of people, but they did it silently, secretly, going once and two. The details of the formula were that we, Jammu and Kashmir state, make it as an independent country initially for 15 years, and that government should be, number one, democratic, number two, non-communal, that is secular, and number three, federal. And that government, that United Kashmir should have friendly relations with both India and Pakistan. That is very important. Friendly relations with both India and Pakistan. And it's never should give them the guarantee that they will not violate its frontiers, they will not interfere in its internal affairs, and Kashmir government should give the guarantee that its soil will not be used against any other country. There is a general feeling against this idea of independence. They say, well, Americans will use it as marching pad against China. That's why we have kept this provision that our land, our soil, will not be used by any country against any other. That is the provision. And after 50 years, when things would have cooled down, if you have a election today, everybody will vote in the light of his sentiments. It will be a sentimental decision, not a cool-minded decision. That is why we have said 15 years. And this Kashmir has been, the two parts of Kashmir have been away from each other for the last 50 years. People in other related decision about our faith. That's our formula. And it was being considered in so many international and national institutions. But due to this struggle, it has been pushed into the background. And now
this phrase originated after Shimla Tech agreement was signed. Now, let me tell you something, what happened after the return of Mr. Zulfikar to Pakistan.
Get my father back from Indian prison and all that, and under that pressure, Mr. Bhutto had no alternative but to sign that sort of agreement. The price was made to, Kashmiris were made to pay the price for the thing which in Pakistan bought itself. Pakistan got the prisoners back, and we had to suffer. In the sense that through this scenario, an international issue was changed into a bilateral, into a territorial one, and we were deprived of our inherent, recognized, pledged, fully deserved right of self-determination. As I said, the Simla Agreement does not carry at all any reference to our self-determination rights. It does not accept us as a party to the issue. What the hell? What kind of justice is there? We are the people who are suffering. Who the hell is that some Chaudhry in Islamabad and some Singh in New Delhi to decide our future? That is what this Simla Agreement does, and very unfortunately, the world leaders also insist on bilateral talks between India and Pakistan. They insist on, putting this Simla Agreement into practice. Putting Simla Agreement into practice practically means slaughtering us, treating us as subjugants, treating us as cattle. We are, as I said, the literacy rate in Pakistan is 26%. In Indian occupied Kashmir it is 86%. In Azad Kashmir it is 56%. We are far more intelligent, educated, well, politically conscious than both Indians and Pakistanis. And they treat us as animals. What more injustice could there be than treating us as animals through what they call Simla Agreement or line of control and this and that? We request the world community to come to our rescue, do justice to us, and let us come out as a free nation. As I said, we are more in number than 127 independent countries of the world. Our economy, and otherwise also due to its beauty, it is called the Switzerland of Asia. A beautiful land. We can really become the Switzerland of Asia. Switzerland depends on three things: its banking system, its tourism, its watches. Why such things? After those things, we have already two. The tourism, you see, the world, tourists will be enjoying more in Kashmir than in Switzerland, because Switzerland people have added some artificial things to natural beauty. And in Kashmir we have original natural beauty. There is already a watch factory operating, and the only thing we lack is for the time being banking system. So let us become a free country. We have been a free country for 3/4 of our history. We were one of the most strong nations of the world. Of this region, I'm sorry. And Your Excellency, you want to ask me something?
I wish to ask only what reaction you are expecting from the Indian side when this
the gentleman sitting over there writing on the back, could you please come forward?
Yeah.
Mother of Nehru. And the only black spot on his forehead or whatever it was his mishandling, wrong dealing of Kashmir issue. So we could not expect the treatment we received from Nehru's India. I don't talk about Nehru's India. And the way they have treated Kashmir for the last 50 years in general and 11 years in particular, killing 75,000 people, raping thousands and thousands of women, like animals. And we can expect anything. We do not expect, fighting on us from Pakistan, but it did happen. I was about to be killed, because the man had aimed the bullet on me, and instantly, a boy passed through and what is it? If Mr. Jamshed Markey is deputy order, why not depute somebody else to India, Pakistan, and just have it settled? And we don't say, let not one person be there.
Proposed crossing on the 4th of October.
Yes, we already conveyed.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a full-fledged press conference in this very hotel, and I declared in that on the 12th of July, and the government officials, intelligence people were there, and then I wrote to government of Pakistan. They never respond to it. Is my request. Yes.
Second question: at which places on the line of control are you planning the crossing? Is it one place or is it several places?
Well, we may have decided, but we are not going to declare it at this stage. There are some technical difficulties. We know where to